Hey, good morning, folks. We're going to try something on the smoker today. We're going to do this whole beef brisket. We're not going to cut it. We're just going to season it up with some sriracha sauce and some Montreal steak seasoning. Use that as a binder, that as a rub. We'll let it soak in probably 3 or 4 hours. Let the spices, adhere to it. Then throw it on the smoker. Probably about 195, 205, and this being 13.5 pounds, probably take about 20 hours. So let's get started with that. All right, so let's get started. Let's open up this package right here. Just unwrapped. And like I said, this is about 13.5 pound whole beef brisket. Let's see if we can do this without getting too messy. Take care of that a little bit. So we're not going to cut it. We're not going to trim any of the fat off. We're just going to season it up. Do it low and slow on the smoker. Well, that looks pretty good. All right, let's get some the binder on there, which is going to be the sriracha sauce and the Montreal steak seasoning. We don't need this anymore. We're not trimming. We're not doing anything like that. We're going to do the whole thing whole. I like to do one wet hand, one dry hand. Dry hand. Could be a little bit better prepared. Dry hand, handles the seasoning, so you don't get any food matter on your bottles or spice jars. But we're going to put this sriracha sauce, put a little bit more on here. That's going to add some good, sweet, heat flavor to it. All right, and throw some Montreal steak seasoning as a rub. All right, we got to do a little bit more than that. All right, this has got garlic in there, black pepper, some salt. I think some other peppers in there too. Let me see what we got. Coarse salt, black pepper, red pepper, garlic, and paprika. So we're going to put a nice coat on here. Hopefully that'll create a good, nice bark to it. Some on the end down here. Get some in this crack over here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a little bit of a flap. All right. Flip this over. Do the same thing on the other side. Sriracha sauce. Use that as a binder. Rub that in there. Don't be stingy. Ooh, that smells so good. Yeah. All right. And your Montreal steak seasoning. All right, get that on there good. That's going to give us a nice crunchy bark. As the end result, boy, that's going to be good. Get some down here on the end. All right. So we're going to put this back in the fridge. Let these spices bind to it, adhere better to it. Put in there for about 3 or 4 hours, and then we'll put it on the smoker about 195. All right, so we're going to pull this brisket out of the fridge. Oh Lord, I'm trying to do this one-handed. It's been in here about we go. What time is it? About 6 hours. Looks like it's got a real nice coat to it. Yeah, so we're fixing, oh, I missed a spot over there. We're fixing to put this on the smoker and get this thing going. All right, let's get this thing out on the smoker. See if I can do this without dropping it. All right. All right, so we're gonna put this fat side down. There we go. On the smoker, we've got the smoker. Right now it's about 175, it's cooling down. I had it at 195. So let's get the lid closed on this. And we're gonna cook this probably about 12 hours. At 195, about 195. Got it topped off. And we'll just set a timer and come back and check on it. And probably wrap it after that, but we'll check on it about 10-12 hours. It's been 5 hours. Let's take a peek at this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Ooh, that's looking good. Man, oh man, oh man. Looking good. So we'll check on it in the morning. Hey, coming out here to check the brisket. Boy, that's looking good. It's been out here about 13 hours. Checking the temp on it. About 160 degrees. So we're going to take this off, wrap it up, and throw it back on there for a few more hours, and go from there. So we're going to wrap this up in aluminum foil. And I had a hard time bringing it in because when I lifted it up, it just started like folding over my hand. It's so tender. I didn't want it to break, so couldn't really do a good job of filming that one-handed. So we're going to wrap this up and then put it back on the smoker for a few more hours. Let it reach up to internal temperature about probably 205, and that should be where all the fat just starts hitting the critical point where it just starts melting and gives you the best flavor. So let me get this back wrapped up and back on the smoker. We're going to check on our brisket here. Oh, look how juicy that is. Oh, that's soft. That's tender. Let's see where we're at. We need about 205. Oh. That's good enough for me. We're going to bring it inside, let it cool down. Actually, we're going to put it in a cooler. We'll leave it wrapped up, put it in a cooler, let all the juices settle, and do that for 1 or 2 hours. Let it rest, and we'll break into it. Man. Can I peek? Oh, looking good. Well, I couldn't video this trying to get in the cooler by myself, one-handed. But we got in the cooler. We're going to put the lid on it and just let it rest for about 2 hours. But man, I tell you what, I was trying to pick this thing up and it was just folding and falling apart. So I know this is going to be nice and juicy and tender once we break into it. But we're going to let it rest and we'll come back to it. Okay, so we let this thing cool for, what time is it now? Oh, almost 3 hours. We lost track of time. So got it out here on this cutting board. I'm going to open this up. Oh man, look how good that looks. Look at this, it's just falling apart. But I'm going to try to slice the center of it. Try to do this one-handed. See what we get in there. Oh man, like butter. Let's see if I can. Oh man, look at the juices in there. Oh wow. That looks so good. That looks good. We'll have to take a bite of it Trying to figure out how we're going to do this. I may have to slice it and come back. Let me do that. Alright, so here we go. I sliced half of it. And I'm talking tender. Look at all this. It's falling apart. Some of it I couldn't cut. It's just, oh man, look at that. Look at that. Nice bark to it. So again, we this was 13.5 pound solid whole beef brisket. We smoked it for about 12 hours at 195. Wrapped it up. Actually, I think we went 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours. Wrapped it up. Then brought up to about 205 or 225. I think we had the pellet grill up at 225. And we had a cook time total of 19 hours. We got the internal temperature up to 205. Pulled it out, put in the cooler. I say cooler. Yeah, the cooler. We put in the cooler just to cool down for a couple hours, just to let the juices settle. And we sliced it up. So, man, this looks so good. We're going to be eating good tonight. You ought to try it.